45 metres out. Punt road end. He nurses it home. Didn't do anything. Goal Owies.
Matt Owies. 19th of March, 1997 is his date of birth. He's played 49 games. His next one will be his 50th. He's given us 56 goals. And he was actually the leading goal kicker for our small forward brigade in 2023, Pommy. He kicked 27 goals from the 18 games that he played. For whatever reason, whenever there's discussion about the small forwards, I feel like he's an easy target for who would come out of the side from the small forward brigade. Whereas I think he is the reverse. He's such a professional. He's a national level athlete with the basketball background, obviously. Comes to footy a little late compared to his peers, but improves every single season since we've come into contact with him. And I don't see why he can't continue to improve incrementally for season 2024.
Different dimensions, different size, but he does remind me a lot of Carl Langford at Essendon. You speak to Carl Langford, Essendon fans about Carl Langford, and they're like, oh, he's pants, oh, he's rubbish. But consistently their best goal kicker in that forward half. And they're starting to appreciate him now when they see how dross the rest of the players are around him. Always he's one of them players, and if he kicks 4, he should have kicked 5. If he kicks 10, it should have been 20. He is one of them guys that seems to be really underappreciated. And there was times last year where you look at Carlton play and he looked like our only goal menace. And a lot of his goals, I know, like, I do remember the Melbourne game. Everyone was like, oh, there were simple goals there. You go back and watch it, he got himself in the position to kick the goals. And you look at the other small forwards and one of them's buying a hot dog. Do you know what I mean? The other guy is tying his shoelace at half back. And it's like, he's got to be in there. He's got to be in there. But marvellous, I think, the intuition, how much he's learned. He is the kind of guy that if we're having this conversation this time next year and Motlop and Durden are ahead of him, wow, we've got a good forward line. But
yeah,
guy kicked 1.5 goals last year. What more can you ask for? The guy is a small forward. He's mastered his craft. I really like Owies, and he gets no love. No,
not enough. Not enough. This is his equality. I'm with you 100% on this. His running patterns don't get enough kudos. As I've been putting together highlights packages when I've come to Charlie Curnow, there have been at least 3 to 4 goals I can count straight off the top of my head where Charlie's kicked it over the top to Owies, and it's a positioning thing. It's an ability to read the play, the ball, and it's definitely come from his ability as a point guard, I believe. I think his vision of where the play is going to unfold is at a really high level, and I think the more he plays this game, the better he gets at it. And I think the professionalism and what he's experienced in his professional career and his athletic career, I should say, give him an advantage over the rest in his position.
You watch the Doggies game, it's a clinic. And thank God for people like Equality. It's a clinic of being a small forward. And half the time, Carlton didn't even hit him. Like, you look at some of them, particularly the second half, the third quarter, he makes some tremendous leads that if they just lowered their eyes, it's an easy hit up. They go long, they miss him. It's a selfless job. And I think, I don't want to go Australian media and go basketball has an influence, but it does. It does. We see Rochelle, his soccer background, his understanding of space. You see basketball, small box, you've got to find space. He understands it. He has a good read. And I think it needs to be noted. We talk about development at this football club. Look at Owies. Go and watch a VFL game when he first came in. Guy ran around like a headless chuck. You look at him now.
Yeah.
He looks like he's been playing this game for 30 years. He understands his role. And He's one of them players. See Nick Newman, see this guy. If we can get 2 or 3 players ahead of him, wow. Because at the moment, they tick every AFL box.
Yeah, he drives the standards, no doubt about that. And I think 2023 was the year I feel like he would have gained a lot of confidence from this year. Really do. Yeah, I think trust with his teammates, in particular those forwards, that forward dynamic will get better as they play together. And I don't know, I think at the start of 23, it was, maybe all 3 of the smalls can play. Now, I don't think the conversation's very much like that. I just look at him in a pool of small forwards where you're definitely going to see 2 of them on any given week, maybe 3, depending on the opponent or the circumstance that we're facing, for that upcoming round. But what's the map for him, do you think, in 24?
It's a tough one. I mean, he's currently, you'd say, number 1 contender at the small forwards.
Yeah, he did that.
Off resume, I'd say it's hard to go past him. I think the big thing with Owies is he went at 53% goal accuracy. So as good as the year was, he could have been so much better.
Yeah.
And that's probably what leads the door ajar to players like Motlop, who are like, we can do this. We can beat him. But for me, ideally, keep doing what you're doing, and it's only going to make Motlop, Fantasia, and Durden better, because at the moment, this is what's so important about him. He outputs nearly every game. Motlop's in and out. Durden, in and out. Fantasia, we don't know if he can play 20-odd games a year. That is what you need there, because if he is the breadwinner at the moment, the yellow jersey of small forwards, for someone to surpass him, they've got to match him and be better. And that is exciting. If we're having this conversation, I tell you now, I'll go on record. If round 1 we're doing this video and we're talking about maybe it's time you delist Matt Owies at the end of his contract, Carlton have won a flag. If he's no longer in the top 3, Carlton have won a flag, because Motlop, Durden and Fantasia have gone cocoa bananas.
Wow. I love him. I love everything he stands for. And you mentioned development. That was a theme that was spoken about in a really disappointing tone for many years. He is one of the better development stories at the club in the last 5 years. I can't think of many better than him from where he was to where he is. There are obviously a couple more, but I immediately think of him, given he was a Category B rookie and 5 years later, he's the leading goal kicker for our small forwards. So I'm pumped for him. I'm excited for the attention he started getting in 23, but more so for the respect he started to get a little bit more as we get closer to 2024. And he's going to be an important piece. What about you at home? How do you see Matty Owies for the upcoming season?